how he used to me and called through sacrifice. One thing I think me personally, I'm eating a kindness that is, don't you know who you are? Don't you know who you are? One thing Sanka Yesu shede nim dipakra or ya. And can you feel say can you manada or popo? And can only have know it's media. Knowing who you are subdues, sorry. Knowing who you are. Knowing who you are and minimizing other in your mouth around you. It is a meaning say, me nation prophet, pimping millions, making it to Senama. And your man kitty be named a committee in Kakra, Matari, wanting Kakra, we see. Because a meaning the background, the year didn't know. Me and family and Kosan, your man. And today I feel like say Nyame it's me actually true love to sacrifice neighbor for us. We need to lean into the pakra because Bonsamso, one of the things that Bonsamso tie you super they say or dada on the pakra. If you do not know who you are, you tend to move with everything that comes. And from every him because who need the background? It's a very, very key thing, say, who need background. And I don't want us to talk in the broad sense because as a Christian, whenever we talk about this, I didn't caught the fact, say, okay, say, can I use by this, say, other pastors, churches, they talk about it in a broad sense, say, what you say, and they treat similar topics and talk about, oh, we are the child of God. They are a family from a general sense. Say, you say, most of them they catch you say, especially around but and then on the per se call in depth and yes, I per se discuss it. Because I need two bro. The person who need pakra, the pakra, I'm afraid will say, oh, baby, because so we need pakra, we are. At the end, I'm maybe a tool soon cry. Send from an about it's and yet in the broad sense, but Obia was specific idea. Nyame friend so me. And as I dey na Nyame friend so me. Before I no buy, oni Nyame di kan ga mun kita ndie wo di mami and san over. But the key problem yentimi fan PhD successful ni say yeni ni papa ye. So only ni papa we are ube tongue with talents for nothing. Me be after me. And Mama me response by saying, don't you know who you are? In fact, when they buy here, don't you know who you are? Nyamia Shana Church will say, at the end of the Saskana, don't you know who you are? Because God speaks in prophets, right? Don't you know who you are was trying to tell me that don't you know what I have put in you is greater than what this man is offering you. But because this is here, who needs car answer will be to know. The fact that you don't know who you are will let you sell your talent for less. My examples are normal about yes, sister, the software engineer there. Me sure say yes, sister, the background, yeah. Adia na me catch and say on be ya, and the purpose or di a software engineer. Any who akitia anka a bia anka sa symptom anka emba. So in all of the things that we are praying for, it is key and necessary that there was a pakra here. And I don't know if all of us know who we are. But say you're not from the society talents. Because who name the pakra we are, who name in Kofu also no and nanti. It is a bia say we are naming pa, we do mama. But me name say we naming pa there ba sorry I may common flow member. Meaning so what must say? Say my family mama na me de me ko ghetto boys na. Me carry me talent na me the man me say me fan brass so fan be successful and one ejuma enye you e be you say because on me me talent on me how and me ahye me plan say Kwamina be yesi on me it is a whole name the background we are. You even tend to now move with the wrong crowd, and that is exactly what Bonsam used against us. Bonsam now person who be the pakra we because when him said, so who the pakra we pe. If Franano money body near the adene will ban our baby in way the kunu yese na way I say side issues ni na no ubebo wa adene are free. There are so many things that happen in our life that is just a distraction. It just distracts us. But say who said be a distraction, you have to be aware that this is who I am. And this is where I am going. Without that, you do not know what is a distraction and what is not. Obi will feel a bit new. But it happens. Obi somebody very close to you, a bit new. And this happened, and this happened, and this happened, and this happened. The devil will constantly use that to suppress you so you do not move forward. But certain times, there are key people that we even love, that we've stayed in the house with for several years. As a year free one, ultimately achieve it, it is some losses, not even some losses. Losses make way for life. When you lose something, is a preparation to move and create space for a new thing. So when you lose something, it is not, depending you knowing who you are, determines how you react to that loss. But it's not really a loss. It is God preparing you or preparing a storehouse for new things. So for example, if you have a storehouse and you have maybe say kase kotugu a ontumbu da sa na your man we keeping for bed 10 years and your man so say mama also to keep it nkofo be a hoarders nkofo we almost said that hoarding your man say me nimu say den o ade no asay fache on fa ebu anu yusu ebu on tare bebre amuntimi nko say da ngu omo dem egu dem ho ye de ye fachiche. It's nyamia steady we say atros nya dia asa washing machine na access and ni nkonya na ebubu no be ye free ni fie ho. It's nyame be ma akronfo abewia. Na akronfo su bewia. Atros. And aden na nyame
Ade nyame onim me ba sorry na me hyehyɛ nkonya mama me nu aduane mama kra na nyame ntimi den na mama ntimi nyame ntimi ehia nkyerɛ mama se akronfo ba bigi me nyoma enu ntu onsi asori bio hey eso na nyame ahyehyɛ se me ba no me pekwan bi enyi saa nyoma na free hwa. So because of the loss of the thing, we move in a way like me a Christian and we are doesn't really matter. But Rose Beshed at the end of my baby and also I saw you. And when Rose are blocked in Shana because say Rose ain't believing in Namu. Because Bosama mana limited na adwene to nipa kra oye. Because anka Rose in nipa kra oye, anka washing machine na seni aba besisa no, anka ha no. Until you lose something, you will not be renewed. It's a fact. If you believe it, you don't believe it. If you want to be successful, there are things that you will lose. And you have to lose them. There are friends that you have to lose. There are boyfriends you have to lose. There are husbands that you might have to lose. There are house helps you have to lose. Mothers, sisters. Some of our greatest is our brothers and sisters. Not all of them, but some. Because the Bible to me is simple cry. There are things that you lose that you have loved over the years. But to have the power to move in that light, you need to know who you are. Because who need me pakra we are my bed then wait what mean and your man is sia na afde asa o ya bodam enti mama nka onim ni pakra o ya. The time she was going through the darkest times and this and where baby Obetna and all of that and mama cuz it's in my kuidayo. Because after all, you need to free no say sit down or Benya market. A nice man. All the way our boss put. Or boss put we sit down. What they want to say. Alaji be Kofi stepfather sia. Big Alaji. But squeezing home. I don't know if you guys understand what it takes for somebody who is a prophet, who has practiced over the years, who has raised a building and lost it, restarted again, gone to a very small place, to be at a point where she doesn't have a place to stay. And the very people that she has prayed for and lifted up, the very people do not turn to her. Me draw a picture between Jesus' picture even as me drawn in modern day times. Also a bear in a town in Atunchain. Within Yamichi Sa, Kofu was a 20 say. It didn't Yamichi Sa. Na in Kofona, or more Fred Debia, say, Mama, pray for me. I'm looking for a kid. I'm looking for money. I'm looking for all of them. Now I was say Oba from, yeah, even though me long, but to think of that, say, you know you are older, you have higher whatever, you are in a higher office, and to come lower to stay with your, I'm a church member, in your son's house. Imagine. And this woman came down, stayed in my house. I will not make it difficult for her, of course, but still, as a grown woman with a child and the coffee bar, all of that. But she stayed. And she's still here preaching to all of us and prophesying to all of us. Hey, if she didn't know who she was, I tell you, say God, they are too bold. Say by force, force. Because it ran a cry and call for now, one pie mom on the crown, and 10 more back. A 10 more on the court, the other side. There are some who are my friends. I will not even talk about. There are some who are my friends. And I don't understand why they are not even sitting here. Or they are not using their money to support it because I know they have money. They rather go and use their money to support already existing big churches. And me, it doesn't make sense. When your problem came, you came to the small church. Problem neighbor, I mean, say 1 or 2 old gophobi. Problem neighbor, no mama be jinaho. And yes, sir. Problem ne solve pet. No mokobi. Someday me friend and me just I say it doesn't make any sense to me. Interesana me blaming suffer me phone because and no badge or up front no munkombi. Because I sorry na a grown na a here support na waba beji will solution to your problem. Si can buy after a solution to your problem now what buy mama home tuntum ni what is can come church or you okay or church buses be 10 or sasoy kesiye kakraka or East Legon. It doesn't make any sense to me. But she has gone through all of that too. And is still here. Why? Anko nini pakro ya anko wijai. Knowing who you are will give you the confidence to walk through this thing called life. So a lot of people that are facing problems, and you say they just don't know who they are. It's a carpenter, a china or a mason, a chinechi or no achiton, a say or a indomie seller. At every point, not bonsami to turn the left and right. Say no, I shut down man down phobia or a indomie seller. No, now down for natural. Oh, me patch me hoka kana and tom. Why do you say Juma Ubenyes Kanyasa? Knowing who you are will help you choose even the business and the job that you enter. The moment you know who you are, it builds up your confidence to journey through life. And it's very critical to all of us. And I don't know if all of us know who we are, but I think, and the last time I was telling one of my friends that I think our prayer should be, if we don't know who we are yet, your prayer should be to God to show you who you really are. So you can walk in that light and not be misdirected by the devil, not be misled by certain physical things. Because everyone said me, for example, I have restarted life about 2 times or 3 times. Because I restarted, who push restart back to now. First time I restarted, now I said me restarted from 0. Second time, now I said me restarted from minus 1 million. And when I started the car actually, I had to start it again. But if I didn't know who I was, and if I didn't align myself with certain people, like Momia, my friend, my cousin, Debbie, Kwamina Quansah, Debbie enjoy. Because knowing who you are, Obe align with certain key people like Amobe Boao, a support to amount of confidence. It will also give you the eye to look out for the right people. It's all about perspective. So who say Indomie sell and kwa, with perspective no be identify only Indomie sellers. And the last time I was saying here that there has been research on time that so focus on ade bakwa. Ubon so pie kruma all of a sudden who sign your man. Say why didn't you Toyota Corolla? Ebe short ube fair ahe abe hu Toyota Corolla sa. As a man Toyota Corolla in town. Because your brain, your mind, your inner self, your heart has something that is truly powerful. That is why God keeps on saying that with all your heart, with all your heart, with all your heart. Dingina constitute ana brofo na omutimi man omnye Christopher omutimi friend na say with energy, your chakra, your energy, your vibes, all of that stuff. But if you focus your energy on a particular thing, there is about 90% chance that you will see and find that thing. So the only way the devil distracts us is the devil will take your mind off who you are. Let you focus on another thing. And that is all you are going to see. So your perspective will be limited. But so him say, oh, a big pilot. Then one award doing one. Uncommon did a difference. Only my share and pie cram a difference. How only call for women anti a difference. After the best start here who said no, boy, we meaning in my money and corner and science and ain't me my mini pilot. Me fanning tune chain. Only might be a difference. After so best start here, she and call for or moving in there 1 or 2 about pilots now per all of a sudden, a bit of some magic. But the thing is that I said the last time that it is not that God has not blessed us already. He has. But we haven't been able to identify some of the blessings. It is hovering around us. But until you become self-aware, you won't be able to even interact with the things that God has aligned. It is not now that God is about to invent money or bring money. Riches, it has been in the world since. Gold has been in existence since. Our currency paper is just a representation of it. Most of the world's currency is based on gold. It's backed with gold. Gold is Susanke Kruhani. But it has been around since. It just moves around. That is all there is. It is the kind of worship. It is here. It is around you. But to be able to get the money, you need to be self-aware and move with that perspective to attract that kind of blessing. It's an attraction. The blessing is not now being manufactured. I don't know what today me can I say. A blessing, yeah, feel like manufacture. 1 million people no mbeba mama nice na nya afina enye se afina nyame be bo mu omo wa ha omo ni nam lakeside he bi ni nam ayi madina bi ni nam east lake bi ni nam 1 million people enya afina obe bo mu. But if you align yourself with that purpose, you will begin to attract. The key word here is attract. Because say, okay, me person no jollof. You will realize that you start attracting key ingredients of jollof around you. Mami remember no catch or tomato puree. Remember, and me, it happens to me all the time. Whenever I decide that okay, I want to do this business, and I keep thinking about it. Once only be a kasa, say all of a sudden be not obi see why business be damn say, hey, how? I bet to say magic. Now we so business we cry me ebio say. But me name kasa say me be business be say you. But the fact that I am thinking about it, I am able to attract people with like energies. This is one key thing the devil uses against us. Because when you do not know who you are, you tend to attract energies that will not help you achieve what God really wants you to do. But again, we are lucky. We are very lucky. And I keep on saying this. It is very rare that you have a very small church with a very powerful leader. You got to take advantage of it because before it is too late. Because at 10 too late there, I don't want to go. I wrote a whole thing. I don't even want to go there. At 10 because now you have access. Now, because some of you don't even know who you are, access. No, I want you to access me. Now, some of them coming in, Mama. How many years? Me them coming in, Mama, and come, Mama, dear Sanka. Hey, Mama, let me call me baby, right? Me no, me not na, me nancy for a long time. And oh, Mama, come, Mama, oh, Mama, oh, minya. But I know who I am and I know who she is in my life. So I must treat her with that respect. I don't have to wait till she becomes a Duncan. Or she becomes a... I don't have to wait because if I wait, we just have opportunity. So even now, and even as I have a very close relationship, we work together, I still need to treat her as that person in my life. By a banner meeting, common be now me try and say, go for a mistake, or my fan, normal. I didn't even be in a 3 stories that were special because my minister wrote you. I will line, I best sign, and Zana. Go back to layers, bed 3 as I wish you had. I bet Jones, and I'll be back already. I know it too kind. This all change, be a bed 2 weeks no so presidents near the idea more waiting list no chairman. What's them no junior prophet. And a bit here was them. And wedding. But now you have it. Because you don't even know who you are, you are not even able to tap into opportunities around you. We always talk about opportunities. Opportunities and creating new ones. The opportunity in your life has been existing since you were born. The only thing that was lost is you stepping into your being and who you are to tap into that opportunity. So don't always confuse yourself that I have not gotten an opportunity. Who said that? You just have not realized how I will be taking advantage of the opportunity. Because you do not know who you are. The next question is, how do I know who I am? That's a very big question. And that's a question I cannot answer. It is only God that can answer that question. And it is something that I want us to pray about. I want us to dedicate some time to discover who you are. Because, ladies and gentlemen, my mother number, you, my mother, big mama. Me see me be wire me with me ye be brain we training the kaka. Cause me pay me like yo. If we do not work on that, every other thing is lost. And I keep on hearing at the park, and you know what I wanted to talk about? I keep on hearing at the park say, Okwaji, Oripeso to Wakwaji visa, but Uni scored the better ticket. We are but only scored the way we are way, but a final crash on Shedder and Nim Howard. I'm saying, no, you have to go back to the Genesis. Who am I? Because only in Pakra we are. How I will be moving how to told your money is different. You will not be caught in the middle of, how do I put it? Easy way I made to explain it, but you won't be caught in the middle of some of these nuances. Uni passport so to kind. Come on. Namin see free namin be into ombe manufacture passport book ni mawana. Chairman so to kind. Yeah, hard copy passport like it you know like there are things that we need to do and understand. And it will help us even in the way we pray. Your prayer topics na ebesisa. Obi bompaye for ba. But Yamin say mu prade enye ba asem this time na ohia. Yamin say mu enye ba na ohia this time. Also when you bring a pack o ba na de bia na obo fasting na me be ba I want a baby, Lord. But enye Yamin plan. To why it out in pie now bon what did I say? And about some swinging because why confused and pie no buffer left. Because Abunsan is so my buffer writer. How are you best to sacred can I imagine inside? Oh, what you adness before us me peba. Oh me peba. And me pekunu. Sa me peba me pekunu. Ejira mark sing bibia me peba me pekunu. Ejira hosa. Obi wo ha nyame ahyehyɛ say bia oye top lawyer bia na aye top president bia na say okra na also drop it to US Army bia na say ofase na say ofase e man dey bi o mi pekunu sa mi pekunu so na wa bon pa e be nyame nka hwe ntreo e also who say senior man san kon na wodi no enye ho no wa bon pa over how many months nyame nka hwe on reply o senior man here na didn't say san common no person. Now the other one say senior man, God doesn't just, I don't know why he doesn't just give us say okay, yeah this. But you have to want to find out. You know, sometimes you are able to see through in your mind throughout your life. You say san your way there. You know me as me feel as me here, you know, sometimes you are able to. Sometimes you are not able to see it. So I would implore all of us that before we meet again to pray on a pack, keep on asking God, who am I? And then you come back quite true. Mama come back quite true. And you see, it is the easiest, having a prophet is the easiest because people high die in this line and come. Mama being a true prophet, chairman, like it is the best thing ever. Me, I've gone to other churches. You preach, you talk. All my preaching and all my talking and all my whatever is not going to tell you who you are. God is going to speak through his prophets to tell you that Bosu, you are the president of Paraguay or Uruguay or Caribbean. Say, hey, hey. And I say, Chroma cram here long wow. And more than you cram in town, it gives you some vim to take some steps with faith because you know who you are. It's your prophet here. Obon Paya, no change. I say, ready a senior man, Mr. Minim say Myra. Say, I so I confirm, say, be Yam and Namno, a one up a seminam. And we are aware and we are sure, and every time that I've tested that, whoever I saw you Wednesday near Bompire, and I bet she'll say, hey, madam, and you ain't doing also tongue. We're a big prophet. Do you know who you are? I'll end it here. Do you have any questions?